would like to introduce to you Dr. Arbizu from Spain. He has a very interesting project on worldwide incidence study, the histopathological characteristics of large non-pedunculated colorectal polyps. And because we are somehow here a special group with a special interest for imaging, I think it's a good opportunity for Eduardo to introduce his registry. Please.
Thank you, Stefan, for your kind invitation to your magnificent course. For me, it's an honor to be here. I consider myself a little ant compared with so huge endoscopic elephants. And this is our website of our society, and we have a group of EMR, ESD, and related techniques. And we perform EMR, ESD, POEM, G-POEM, and easy cases and not so easy cases like this POEM with fibrosis through 10 centimeters in all the submucosal channel. We have a very broad protocol of efficacy and safety of endoscopic resections. We are getting our first important publications. And two years before, we met with Dr. Kaneko Sensei. We sadly left us last year. And we made a comparison of LST around nearly 1,000 LST from Spain and Japan. And this study has some pitfalls, but we saw important differences in location and in submucosal invasion rates. Even in every subtype of morphology, LST morphology. Our submucosal invasion rate was much lower than the Japanese one. So we planned together to make an incidence study, initially Japan and Spain, looking at the histology, morphology, or large non-pedunculated colorectal polyps. The aims of the study is to know the rates of advances in histology, and of course, submucosal invasion rate. This is most important key point of the study, according to morphology, size, and this is very important also because in comparing with colonoscopy indication, because most of the studies that came from Japan, they are from referral centers, and they are colonoscopies referred to resections. And I feel that there is a selection bias. And all at the same time in various countries and continents with the same criteria. This is not done, I think. And to have different kinds of doctors, different kinds of hospitals, this is an study observational, prospective, multicenter, international, and of course non-interventional study. The inclusion criterion is very simple. It's consecutive lesions, non-pedunculated, 2 centimeters or more, including invasive cancers, in a colonoscopy performed by any reasons. It's very important, don't select the reasons, and to collect all consecutive lesions that everyone see larger than 2 centimeters. This year, this is going to be a year of spreading out. In Spain, the study is ongoing, of course, but in other countries, I suppose that two years of collecting lesions could be enough, depending on the recruiting period. We have a website with with 3 studies, but for this international part, we have, of course, our database is very large, but we ask for the international collaborators very few variables. Just a little patient info, of course, as I told you, the colonoscopy indications, polyp characteristics with classification, some technical consideration, and of course the endoscopic diagnosis, the subjective endoscopic diagnosis, and the histology. That's all. We need more. So in our society, we have an algorithm for the treatment of EMR, ESD, but this is our algorithm. It's different from the Japanese one. It's different for ESG guidelines. So we don't have a global consensus now. For example, those days, Dr. Parra has presented in the British Congress a work about the concordance for the diagnosis of lateral spreading tumor. if you look at this, this is the treatment recommendations. The differences occur between Japanese and Western endoscopists. You know, in the Japanese cohort, here, we couldn't see the piecemeal EMR. In the kids, the work was to looking at 40 videos, and any of the Japanese specialists told that piecemeal EMR was an option. You know, Dr. Bison know the work. So every time that I go to a congress, you know, an important congress like DDW, there is a session with important Japanese and important, I don't want to say names, but there is a ESD and EMR battle, you know, but I think that is a very old-fashioned concept. So, of course, I am not so pretentious that I want to do a global consensus, but I feel that this work can put the basis for a global colorectal EMR and ESD indications. So nowadays we are working in Spain. There are doctors that you have mentioned, Dr. Uedo, Dr. Saito, doctors in Japan, in China, the group of Shanghai, of course Stefan that has invited me. There are people in Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, England. So I have a lot of hopes in these works, and of course you are invited. I need investigators, but I need key people like you that spread out this study in your countries. So I feel that we can work together. So please make this study yours. That's all. Thank you for everything.